1998, I was working in Lebanon and in the south of the country, and in those days I was working for an NGO, and I was a project manager for a mine action project, and I met a guy who came from UNMAS, the mine action service, and was staying in the camp that we worked and lived and worked from, and we were talking one evening about the best jobs and the best places to work, and he told me that his last job before he'd left the World Food Programme and first gone to the Vietnam Veterans of America Foundation and then to UNMAS was with WFP, and with WFP Logistics working for an organisation called ALITE, and he explained to me what ALITE was and painted a picture which is a lot rosier than it really is, you know, and certainly as a really reeled me in, and you know, the way he kind of explained it as this team with a rucksack packed at, you know, ready to deploy within 24 hours, first boots first boots on the ground in any emergency. I just thought, God, that sounds great. It's just what I want to do, because, you know.
Later you realized it was ICT that was the first on the
ground. Yeah, first boots on the ground, yeah. So 3, 4, 5 years later, or thereabouts, if I can count, 4 years later, I came out of Kosovo, because I'd worked in Kosovo for an NGO as well, and it was 2001. I had a master's degree in logistics, and I thought, okay, now I'll see if this organisation will employ me. And
if they're worth what they say they're worth.
Well, yeah,
and it's a two-way street.
No, true. And I have to say, I was, I think, on holiday. I'd written one letter to WFP, to the former head of ALITE, or a former head of ALITE, asking for an interview.
Okay.
And he called me up and he talked to me for 5 minutes, and then the next question was, are you interested to work in Afghanistan? Are you interested to work on issues related to Afghanistan? I said, sure. So
where is that again?
2 days later, I was in Rome, and I started work.
2 days later?
Yeah.
Have you ever looked back?
Nope. No. And I've stayed with WFP since then.
Never looked back?
Nope, not at all. And I can't actually imagine at this stage a different job. It's
totally agree.
I think now WFP has always been ahead of the curve in humanitarian logistics. At least we have been for around 2 decades. I think now is really the best time to be a humanitarian logistician. Other organisations, other UN agencies, other NGOs are also recognising that you get logistics and you get supply chain management right, then you get humanitarian assistance right. And you know, that's about being timely, that's about reaching beneficiaries on time, but it's also about the risk involved with humanitarian assistance. And you know, the figures that you use, or that are used in the commercial sector, don't necessarily relate to us, but typically operational budgets, 40 to 70% of what you do relates to buying commodities, moving commodities, storing and then distributing. It's all part of the logistics officer's work. So there's a recognition now amongst humanitarian logisticians that it's a key function and a key management function, as opposed to a service provided to the program. So I think it's a good time to be a logistician, because again, the management function and the importance of it is being recognised. In WFP, what people have to look forward to is, I mean, I think now, on one side, on the career development side of WFP, I think the organisation has really, you know, done a huge amount of work in the last 2-3 years to improve what we do to support logisticians in the field to manage their career and plan their career, whether it's, you know, technical trainings to support their function, whether it's operational trainings to support and improve how they manage in emergencies or lead in emergencies. whether it's related to our interagency obligations, how we lead and coordinate other organisations as a major player. I think now we actually have these trainings in place, and we have the certificate of humanitarian logistics being accepted as an academic award for staff. I mean, all of this is building up logistics as a recognised career, and I think now we've got better tools to do our job than we've ever had before. So I think the future looks very good for humanitarian logistics and for WFP logistics. As Ekram mentioned, we're developing the logistics portal in order to provide a one platform that links the various sort of ICT related tools that we all rely on, whether it's commodity tracking tools, tools to procure with, Wings or Wings 2, Compass, the flight management application. Application. I'll never get that right. Flight management application, the transport tracking as well. I mean, to have a platform that can link these systems up and then be able to share that platform internally to WFP, so you can, as an internal user, you can buy and move commodities using it as a function. And for external users wanting to ask for WFP support, also using the same system. So I mean, this is kind of the backbone of the future, I think, and the rest is more about equipping the individual to respond.